Alright, hello citizens of the Nigelverse. It is Nigel here once again, and this is going to be another video game review. Ooh. Um, you know, I love it when a plan comes together, but I hate it when a plan falls apart. Heard when plans go up in smoke. That kind of sucks, you know. My plan for today was that I was going to watch and review All In. Now, I'm talking about the OG All In from 2018. And because the anniversary, at least I thought the anniversary was coming up, turns out I actually missed that completely, so it probably would have fell apart anyway. But at one point, All In, the full show, was able to be watched on YouTube. Who like the full thing, so I was gonna watch it there. But I guess maybe in response to AEW now having All In, like having their event and everything, and I guess in this case AEW took their ball and went home. But I tried looking on Dailymotion. It had most of the show on there. There was like 5 parts, except it was missing part 4. Now I thought about just watching the 4 parts and then just foregoing that missing part. But what kind of man would I be if I did that to you guys? So, we'll have to review All In at some point down the line. I mean, like the full show, so I'll have to. And I can't. And even worse, I can't even find it on a Bleacher Report. I would have to buy it on a Fight TV, but I will do that at some point. Probably not anytime soon. I'm not sure or when, but I will. Oh, but it's alright because much like Triple H and the Authority, there's always a plan B. So I do have a backup review I can do for this week. But otherwise, things are going to progress as normal. We have a review here today. We're going to be reviewing Payback tomorrow and All Out on Wednesday. And then Thursday will be the special birthday review. Who thankfully that won't go up in smoke. At least I hope not. I think it should go according to plan because it's a WWE thing, so I just need a Peacock subscription, which they raised the price for. Yay. Also then Friday will be the conclusion of Romeo and Juliet over on Night Dixie's Tales from the Labyrinth. Then Saturday, System Shock Radio. Sunday, and then from there things will be back to normal. But as for this review today, I've mentioned before on this channel. For starters, I mentioned that because it's the month of September, this is going to be my birth month, so we're essentially going to be taking a stroll through my childhood, and this is no exception. I've mentioned before my love of Bakugan Battle Brawlers from back in the day, aka the next-gen version of Pokemon that had some inspiration from it. I can't say it fully copied Pokemon. It did kind of ride the coattails a little bit, but otherwise, for the most part, it did try to do its own thing. But it was to the point where I also had the video game. Yes, so that's what we're gonna be reviewing today. Hey, I'm talking about Bakugan Battle Brawlers, or the video game for the Nintendo Wii. Actually have the Wii version and the DS version, and the reason I say have is because I still have both versions. And the Wii version, which still works, which I'm surprised even my sister was like, wow, that game still works. I'm like, yeah, it does. I got it for my 10th birthday, because back then that was when I was really into Bakugan. It was in the middle of Daily Invaders, which is kind of where the series went downhill a little bit, but my mom got it for me for my 10th birthday, and I played the crap out of that game. Like I played almost every, like I played so often. I played the story mode, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. But does it hold up 13 years later? Let's find out. So as always, I'm not professional video game reviewer, video game analyst, or anything like that. Just a man who enjoys a good time, which for the most part I had with this game. There is a lot of stuff that still holds up with this game. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't really hold up as well with this game. So kind of taking the good with the bad when it comes to this game. But without further ado, let's get right into it. So, for those of you who've seen these reviews before from me, you kind of already know how this works. For those of you who haven't, I'm going to be talking about what I liked and what I disliked about the game. So starting with what I liked, for the most part, it's still pretty fun. As fun as I remember, or pretty much. I mean, it's similar to how the rules go in the show. You lay down your gate card, you throw your Bakugan. And this time around, there's arenas that you're able to battle in. So you can go around the arena. Not really with the initial arena once you complete the tutorial and everything as you're doing the tutorial and the initial tournament. But you, with the later areas, you're able to traverse around the arena, pick up bonuses such as bonus G power, or special stage ability cards, or as you're able to equip gate cards, ability cards, and your Bakugan. Even though you're asked to pick an attribute to start off with, that being for your main partner Bakugan, which we'll get to, who even though you're able to pick there, you're also able to mix and match with attributes. So there are 6 attributes in total stemming from the show. There's Pyrus, the attribute of fire, which is the one I picked because that's the one I picked back in the day. Then you have Aquas, which is the attribute of water, or Ventus, which is the attribute of wind, Subterra, which is the attribute of the earth, Chaos, which is the attribute of light, and Darkest, which is the attribute of darkness. So you're able to pick your attribute there, and your partner Bakugan will reflect that. But you are able to mix and match, and you even have certain ability cards that you're able to match. Now, not everything. All right, so quick hit there. Not everything from the show is kept one the same when it comes to this game, but I think that works out because it does kind of simplify it. Like, you don't have to worry about hollow sector points or anything like that. Just worry about G power and getting your getting gate cards. The first person to get 3 gate cards wins, and that being the different game modes as well. In the different game modes, whether it be one-on-one, tag team battle, or battle royale. No battle royale is not 100 people like Fortnite. Battle royale instead is 4 people. But the first person to get 3 gate cards wins. Tag team battle, the first team to get 3 gate cards win, and then one-on-one, obviously. So there's that. It's pretty simple to follow and everything. There's plenty of Bakugan that appear in the show that you're able to utilize as well. Here's the standard ones that everyone has access to that definitely do come the same and everything in different elements, or not elements, but attributes. But you also get a lot of the partner Bakugan, such as Dragonoid and Tigurera, and Gorum, Preus, and you even get their evolved forms as well. I forget where in terms of the show's canon this game takes place. It's kind of, I think it's almost like smack dab in the middle. You do have Delta Dragonoid and Dual Hydronoid, so this is before they evolve further than that. Pretty fun stuff, and able to have stuff from the show transported into the game. There's several different arenas. There's 2 standard arenas, one looking like a proper arena, the other are kind of more of a barren wasteland, but then there's an arena for each of the attributes, and these arenas are pretty fun to traverse, and they fit the theme of the attribute that they're supposed to be. The Aquas arena has a lot of water, the Pyrus arena has a lot of fire, and the Darkest arena has a lot of darkness, and it does have a lot of like the partner Bakugan in terms of like making an appearance as like statues in each of these arenas, such as Tigurera in the Chaos arena and Gorum in the Subterra arena. And these arenas are pretty pretty big, again pretty massive, and each have like their own identity with them, and they have some really awesome music. Like the soundtrack for this game, I hope it's on Spotify because I really want to download it. having that stuff there, or having the really awesome music, and having several Bakugan. There's your gate cards, which will help get G power bonuses, and even have some penalties if you're not careful, and some ability cards that will help with G power bonuses as well. And the way you win is you get hit. Is you have to have more G power than your opponent, which is also how it works in the show, except in later seasons where they the G power was a foregone conclusion, but yeah, so having to get the most G power, and with that, and once you get the most G power, that's when you win that battle. Well, and each character has like a little animation they do showing that they won the battle, and I even like when you have the ability cards, or it's utilized for like the partner Bakugan. They have a special ability card that gets a lot of G power, and the animation will change whether or not you use that ability card, which I think is a pretty neat little touch. In terms of the story is also pretty cool. Essentially, having you be a part of the Battle Brawlers, and you get your own Bakugan partner, that being Leonidas, which is a dragon. I think that's why I chose Pyrus as a kid. I didn't know why, but I know now because he looks good in red, but also he in Pyrus form with the red, he reminds me of Dragonoid. But Leonidas, who turns out is actually from the Doom Dimension. Yes, the Doom Dimension is here. Her trying to gain the trust of not only the partner, that being you, the player, but the rest of the Battle Brawlers. Eventually, he has to stop another Bakugan from the Doom Dimension, that being Gladiator, and his partner Marduk. Marduk is original to the game. He's like an original character, which is nice that you have somebody that you're mainly competing against. But also Masquerade does make an appearance. Masquerade, that being the one of the main antagonists for the show, and being like an absolute beast in the show. Like Masquerade was ruthless in the show, but nevertheless. So there's that. So pretty much like a lot of stuff carried from the show over to the game, which I think is pretty cool. Like if you're gonna do like an adaptation, that's definitely how you'd want to do it, wanting it to feel as close to the show as possible. And I think this game definitely pulled it off. So yeah, so a lot of good stuff through the show into the game here. In terms of what I didn't like as much, for starters, while you do have quite a few Bakugan, and a lot of them do carry from attribute to attribute, there are still a lot of them missing. And there is a cheat code that you can enter to get Warriors, a Pyrus Warriors, but other than that, there are a lot of them missing, and I think there's supposed to be some version of the game with Mannion and Ravenoid, but there are many Bakugan missing, unfortunately, including the legendary original 6 Bakugan, or I think they're just called the legendary 6 Bakugan, one for each attribute. Unfortunately, they're not in this game, which does suck. The other thing is that this game is pretty short. It took me about 5 hours to beat. I didn't beat it all in like the same day. I actually played it through a few sessions. I did one tournament at a time, which there are about 7 tournaments in total. Well, and you are able to do like kind of like tournaments, and essentially for fun after you beat like the story of the game. But otherwise, yeah, with that, the game is pretty short, right? It won't take you long to beat. And in terms of gameplay, once you've pretty much made it past the Subterra tournament, aka the Brave Battlers tournament, aka the tournament with the Battle Royale mode, you pretty much play the entire game. There's 3 battle types, that being the shaking battle, the timing battle, and the shooting battle. Well, and a difference from when I was a child versus when I was an adult, is that I like the shooting battles a lot more, or where you have to shoot like little targets on screen of your attribute. And I imagine this is probably different in like different versions of the game. And the DS version has like different game modes, but those are the main 3 on like console. But Yeah, so those are three types, but they're essentially just those three types. There isn't really anything else, and what was I gonna say? Hey, they do ramp up in difficulty the later you get into the game, but otherwise it's just the three types. So once you pretty much play those types, you've pretty much played the entire game, and then you just essentially coast from there. And the other thing is that because of those game types, a lot of these Bakugan essentially just become cosmetics. They do the animation. Some of them have like higher G power than the rest, but otherwise they're essentially just cosmetics. It's as you play the game mode and get your G power and everything. They don't really have anything unique to them aside from, like I mentioned, the Parker or Bakugan and their special ability cards that they have. But otherwise, yeah, that's about it for the game. So, being able to revisit that game from my childhood was pretty cool. But we're not quite done with the Bakugan Battle Brawlers yet, and I think you may or may not know what I'm talking about here. But nevertheless, that's going to do it for this review. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please do me a favor: like, comment, subscribe, share it with your friends, turn on post notifications. So, every time I upload a video, so you can see as soon as it drops. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on my review and Bakugan on the game. And did you watch the show growing up? For me, the show was kind of like my Pokemon. But nevertheless, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Peace.